everybody.
We are live.
We are live. I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
We are Husbands That Cook. We do this every Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in live with us. And for those of you that are tuning in a little bit after this show, thank you for tuning in and watching us.
Yes, I see people are starting to join. I see Kat Dillon is here. Legacy of Pretty, Lunches and Littles. Everyone's coming in. Otterstar.
Hi,
Stella.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
So nice to see all these familiar names.
Yes, I love this. Happy Saturday, everybody. I don't know where you are. We are in Eagle Rock, just north of downtown Los Angeles. It is a beautiful sunny day, even though it's almost Halloween. It's still bright and sunny and warm
It
here.
was a late night for us last night. I don't know, for those of you, there might be a little spoiler alert here, so if you haven't seen the Dodger game or are waiting to see it, you can close your ears just for a second.
Yeah.
But it was a late night last night. We watched History.
History being made.
We are not even big baseball fans, but we of course had to tune into our home team who's in the World Series this year.
Yes, the Dodgers and the Red Sox. Game 3 was last night, and we made history. It was the longest World Series game ever played.
So we drove out to my brother's an hour away from here in Venice. Right, he lives right on the beach. We drove out to watch the game with him, and we ended up leaving. It was like, what, 10, 11 at night, and we were both getting so tired.
The game ended up being 18 innings. It was twice the length of a normal baseball game.
So we actually drove home, listened in the car, got back here, and then finished the game on our own TV. But it didn't end until the 18th inning.
I think it was like 12:30 a.m. here. So on the East Coast, it was like 3:30 in the morning. Big props to anybody on the East Coast who stayed up and watched. It was a fun game.
Nifs 12 is here. Hi guys, greetings from London,
Hello,
England.
thanks for joining us from England.
Thank you so much. You're tuning into a very special episode today. We are making something sweet, something vegan, and something new from a new cookbook from a very close friend of ours.
Yes, so our friend Mississippi Vegan, whose name is Timothy Packren, just came out with a book this week. It is called Mississippi Vegan, Recipes and Stories from a Southern Boy's Heart.
How can you not love this title?
Yeah.
I mean, just the title alone makes me want to open it up and see what's inside.
Yes, and what's inside is amazing photography. Timothy is one of my favorite photographers. Gorgeous stuff. He just brings the life out in vegetables and food and ingredients. He has such a way with color, and he's amazing.
And words. The thing
Yes.
that I love about flipping through this book and reading it is that you can hear his voice in the intros.
Definitely.
It's so heartwarming and heartfelt.
And also funny and a little sassy and just like him.
So much personality. I love it. It made me smile. The whole time I was reading the intros, I had a big smile on my face. So
Yeah.
a book that can do that, big props to you, Timothy.
Yes, so of course the entire book is vegan. It definitely focuses on Southern cuisine. He really highlights a lot of Southern cuisine that I wasn't even familiar with. Look at that photography.
This is an avocado kale salad.
Yes, he has beautiful stuff. There's a whole chapter just on gumbo. I believe there are 4 or 5 completely different gumbo recipes.
Come on, people.
Yeah,
Isn't that one of the prettiest cakes you've ever seen?
It's beautiful.
It's a hummingbird cake.
Which is a classic Southern dish, and he reimagines it and makes it vegan, and it's just beautiful. I mean, look at that.
Such stunning photography.
We just had a question. Otterstar asked, how is Sylvia?
Sylvia's good. Maybe she can come out and say hello to everybody at the end of the show.
Yes, for anyone who's just joining us for the first time, Sylvia is our kitty. So maybe she'll make an appearance later.
Yeah, so as you know, cookies are a super easy thing to make.
Yes.
You basically just mix all your wet ingredients in one bowl, your dry ingredients in another, put the two together, bake them, and you've got cookies. The cookies that we're making today are quite unique, and
Yes.
we've never had anything quite like it.
No, these are not your standard chocolate chip cookies. Oh, and I see Linda Lomolino has joined.
Hi,
Linda. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Welcome.
So these are definitely not your standard chocolate chip cookies. The full recipe title is Highly Sophisticated Chocolate Chip Cookies with Rosemary and Pecans and Other Fun Things.
Best cookie title ever.
It's hilarious, and it's true. There are so many interesting things in here that as we're making it, we're going to kind of go over each one because they are very unusual.
Very unusual. Do you want to talk about some of the things in
Yes,
these?
so I'm just going to kind of get started, and while we're doing it, I'll just talk about them. So the first thing we're doing is we're starting off with some vegan butter. Now this is Earth Balance, but you can use any brand you want, but you want one that has that nice buttery flavor.
Yes, and while he's doing that, I'm going to do all the dry ingredients in another bowl. And so here we have flour.
Yep, that's pretty normal for cookies.
Here we have some oat flour.
Not so normal for
made
cookies.
with oats.
Yeah, so the one thing I'll say is that you can buy oat flour pre-ground at the store, like Bob's Red Mill makes it. A lot of companies make oat flour, but you can actually make it yourself. If you don't have oat flour and you don't want to buy a package just for this, you can just take regular rolled oats, like for oatmeal, put them in a food processor or blender and just blend them into a powder.
I love it.
And
It's
that's the
so
same
easy.
thing. So yeah, you don't have to buy it just for this.
And then here we have a little salt and a little baking soda, and that's it. That's all the dry ingredients.
Yeah, Otterstar just asked, could you make this gluten-free? I think you definitely could. Because there's so little flour in this, there's only, like you saw, there's just about a cup. I think you could easily use a gluten-free flour blend, and you would have very similar results.
And today we're doing a half recipe. So today
Yes.
this is going to make about 6 cookies instead of a dozen.
Yes, and for the full recipe, you can go to our latest Instagram post. We posted a picture of the cookies, and the full recipe is there.
Mayu Appetit is joining from Japan.
Hello.
Konnichiwa.
Terminator's
And
here.
Terminator's
Hello,
here.
Nate.
Hello, Nate. It's so nice to see all these friendly faces.
Yes. So Adam has those dry ingredients. I'm gonna keep going in the wet. So this kind of looks like brown sugar, but it's actually coconut sugar, which
You see?
it has a different smell. It has a little bit of that caramely smell of brown sugar, but
Molassesy, brown sugar.
it has like a warmth to it. It's a little different than brown sugar. It's really
very
nice.
interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
it's really nice. And you can find coconut sugar at a lot of health food stores and natural food stores.
Yale Yaniv said that's a great tip.
Yes.
Thank you, Yael.
Thank you. And I believe she said earlier hello from Israel. So hello.
Oh,
I'm sorry I missed that.
shalom.
Shalom in Israel.
Thank you for joining again. Nice to see you.
So we have our coconut sugar, we have our vegan butter, we have a little bit of nutmeg here, and we're gonna grind it ourselves because
That's the way to do it.
you gotta do it that way. It has so much more
It
flavor.
makes such a difference. If you see a recipe that calls for nutmeg, you definitely want to grind it like he's doing. You don't want to buy just the dried kind that sits on a shelf for God knows how long.
Yeah.
It has so much. I mean, I can smell this right now. It is so potent. It's lovely.
The Little Blue Garden said, can we substitute with real sugar? Yes.
I don't see why not.
definitely
and,
could.
yeah, I think that would be a wonderful way to go.
I think so too. It would be very similar.
Otterstar7 says, I know when you are baking with gluten-free muffins, you can use half gluten-free flour and half oat bran, and it makes it super fluffy.
That's
That's a
interesting.
great tip.
That's
Thanks,
a great tip.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Stella. That's awesome.
So we have just a little bit of our freshly grated nutmeg. It's so aromatic.
I can smell it from here. It's just
Yeah,
lovely.
when you open a jar of the pre-ground stuff, it's not the same at all. It really isn't.
Those of you just tuning in, thank you so much. I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
We are husbands that cook, and today we're cooking something out of this wonderful vegan cookbook by Mississippi Vegan. The full title is Mississippi Vegan: Recipes and Stories from a Southern Boy's Heart. It's so sweet.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So we have our nutmeg, our coconut sugar, our butter, and then we're gonna add another very unusual ingredient. This is freshly ground black pepper.
I love it. I've never had pepper in a cookie. And when we
Never.
made it yesterday for the pictures, we were sampling them, and I got like a little bit of a spicy bite, and it's because of a grain of pepper. So it has like a little bit of kick to these cookies, which I love. It's so interesting, so much
Yeah.
personality.
So much personality. It's kind of reminiscent, a little bit of like, you know when you get a gingerbread and there's
Yeah.
a little bit of spice in it? It's kind of like that. It just adds a little bit of warmth, which is really nice.
I love Otterstar7 says, I love nutmeg. It tastes like Christmas to
I
me.
agree.
It does, and it smells like Christmas in here.
It totally does. So I'm just gonna mix these ingredients, start to mix them together.
The nice thing about vegan recipes is that you can use chocolate most of the time. Now,
Yes.
definitely check the ingredients before you buy chocolate, but a lot of chocolate chips and chocolate chunk recipes do not have dairy in it. So
Yes.
just check it out before you buy it. But so this is just regular
Dark
unsweetened
chocolate.
dark chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. So
Or semi-sweetened.
Yeah, milk chocolate obviously has milk in it, but like he said, usually the darker stuff is vegan already. You just have to double check. When you're looking for chocolate, you want the ingredients to be cocoa butter, sugar, vanilla, and cocoa solids, and that's
That's right.
it. You don't want any thickeners or lecithin or any other things because it messes with the texture. Just look for the good stuff.
Where's everybody tuning in from today? Where are you guys watching from? We are here in Los Angeles, but we love knowing where you guys are tuning in from. It's always so fun.
Okay, I'm gonna add one more ingredient here that's pretty unusual. This is rosemary.
This is so inspired. I mean, gosh.
It's so good. So we actually picked this rosemary from our garden. If you saw our stories yesterday, we went and picked it just outside. It grows very well here. Let's smell that.
And they have pretty flowers. And there's different types of rosemary. There's some rosemary that we have that has like a kind of whitish blue flower. And there's other rosemarys that we have that have these deep, beautiful purple flowers. And so they have lovely flowers. And it doesn't take a lot of water to grow rosemary. So
No.
it's super easy.
Yeah, it's a nice
and,
drought-tolerant plant.
It's really nice. Hello from Pittsburgh. Hello from rainy Western Massachusetts. Hello from New York. Hello. I
Hello,
love this. A lot of
everybody.
East Coast people.
Okay, so we have our From
Watching
Italy.
from Italy.
Lombardia. Wow. Thank you.
Welcome.
Ciao.
I love it.
Okay, so we have our ingredients here. I'm gonna add a little bit of almond milk here. You could use soy milk, you could use
Rice
milk,
milk,
whatever you want,
hemp
doesn't really
milk.
matter.
Use regular milk and then it won't be vegan, but
Right.
use your favorite type of milk, it doesn't matter.
Yes, and we're adding a little flaxseed.
Hello from Philly, hello from Vancouver.
Wow, oh my
I love
gosh,
it.
this is
It's
so
cool.
Okay.
And if you guys are watching later, for those of you that are just watching this broadcast later and not tuning in live, let us know where you're from too.
Yeah, send us a message, reply, tell us where you're watching from, even
Hello
if it's
from
later.
Portland, Oregon, of course.
Hello, hello. Okay, so the combination of the flax seeds and the milk kind of combines to make like a flax egg a little bit.
That's right.
So even though this recipe doesn't have eggs, it still holds together perfectly well.
It holds together perfectly. The
Yeah.
thing I love about these cookies is the texture, besides the flavor, but they have like a nice thin, crispy outside with a chewy inside.
Yes.
And he talks about that in the intro. It's everything that you want from a cookie, but he definitely nailed it with these really interesting ingredients.
Yes.
Because that's hard to do when you're taking other ingredients and making chocolate chip cookies and you want to get that texture. You know, it's hard to do when you're swapping and substitute ingredients, but I
Yeah.
feel like Timothy did it just perfectly.
He really did. So, okay, so we're gonna add a couple more unusual
It's so
ingredients
pretty.
here. It really is, and it smells amazing.
I don't know if you can see the texture in here.
Addicted to Spice just asked, would chia work in place of flax? I would think that it would.
I think so.
I think you can often substitute the two when you're doing in baking. Yeah. Okay, so then this is actually not quite what the recipe calls for. Now this is molasses. Just regular blackstrap molasses, not too sweet, kind of has that nice flavor. He actually calls for something called sorghum molasses. Now that's a traditional southern ingredient. We were not able to find it at our local store,
We
but
looked.
we did look. But if you can find it locally, apparently it's a little less bitter, a little more sweet, a little more golden color. So that would definitely be a delicious addition. But if you can't find sorghum molasses, just
Regular
like us,
molasses
just
works.
regular molasses.
Yes. So Kate Travels the World says hello from Atlanta. Hello in Atlanta.
Hello in Atlanta. I love Atlanta.
And Laura says just made his hummingbird cake and it's out of this world. Highly recommend. That's got to be our next thing.
Yes,
The photo is just spectacular.
It's really beautiful. Lucia
Oh, that's
says,
great to know. Thanks, Laura.
"Hi, uncles. Hello, Lucia."
Hi, Lucia.
Okay, so now it smells. I can smell the molasses. That smells really good.
I
So,
wish you guys were here to enjoy these cookies with us.
I know.
There's so many nice smells happening here this morning. It's just lovely.
Okay, so we're gonna add two more things and then we'll be good. So we're gonna add some vanilla, which is standard, I would say, in cookie recipes. Just about a teaspoon of vanilla there. But we're also adding.
We need to make our own vanilla. That's one thing
We do
I
need
don't
to make
know
our
why, as food bloggers and as authors and
Yes.
recipe developers, we need to make. It's pathetic that we haven't made our own. It's so easy.
We actually even bought bottles to do it, and then we just
Yes.
never did it.
Lazy.
We're
going to make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen. So this is almond extract. So that's again a little more unusual for cookies.
Molly Gay would be proud.
Yes, she would. She is all about almond and marzipan and all of that good stuff. Okay, so that is it. Just gonna stir that in. Oh, I love the smell of almond. It's
Wow.
so good.
What a cookie.
It is. I've never had a cookie like it. I will
It's
say
fun
that
to
right
try
now.
something different. You know, it's like people just run and go to like the
Sort of
easiest
standard,
chocolate
yeah.
chip cookie recipe, but this is something a little different.
Yeah,
You know, I can smell that
You can
coming
smell-
together. Yeah, I can smell the almond and the vanilla.
and the rosemary, like it's just so interesting.
It's so aromatic.
So good.
Very
okay,
nice.
so that is everything. So now we're just
Cookie
gonna
Saturday.
we're gonna add the dry ingredients, and that'll be it.
Okay, so yeah, here's the ingredients. It's for, again, those of you just tuning in, it's flour, oat flour, baking soda, and salt.
Yep, that's it. So we're gonna dump that in there, and then we'll stir that in just until there's no sort of streaks of flour remaining. Oh, it's looking good.
Looking really good.
Now this dough, just be aware, this dough is thinner
Yes.
than probably the cookie dough you're used to.
But don't get scared. It comes together and it's really, really nice.
Yes, it bakes perfectly. Ben Amblose, can we collaborate with you? Send us a DM.
Yeah, send us a DM.
That'd be so fun.
We love collaborations.
Yes, we do. So, okay, this is just about done here. Just a couple streaks of flour.
Timothy's book just came out
This week?
just within the last couple days. So definitely check it out. I know it's available on Amazon. And if you don't follow him already, follow him on Instagram. Check
Yes.
out his photography. It is just mind-blowing.
It's really some of my favorite. He's so talented.
So Winks for NSY NSC says, what music are y'all listening to? This is Django Reinhardt, And we love it. It's just really acoustic guitar music without any vocals. So it's perfect for us when we're talking and cooking here.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Yeah, look him up, Django Reinhardt. So, okay, this is truly the last thing that's going in the dough. These are toasted pecans.
Woo-hoo.
And again, we've mentioned this before. Oh, hi, Coachella.
Hi.
Hi, okay, Life. So we've mentioned this
Hello.
before, but whenever you're using any kind of nut in any kind of recipe, you need
Always
to
toast
your
your
nuts.
Always.
Always toast your nuts. It adds so much flavor, and it's just so much. I mean, smell that. That's so much better than just raw nuts. Like when
Yes, I
they're
can
toasted,
smell
it
it
unlocks
running
the
through my
flavor. Oh, it's
veins.
so good. So, right? So toasted pecans. If you couldn't do pecans, you could definitely do walnuts.
It adds so much flavor. We're so happy you're here, Rachel.
Yay.
Hello. We just met Rachel in New York when we were out there, and actually she was out here a few months ago for a Feed event, and she is so lovely and makes incredible Indian recipes and is just a delight.
Yes, you should check her out too.
Definitely check out Coachella. So
Okay.
happy you're here.
So as you can see, like I said, this dough is quite loose. This is not like a dough that you can sort of roll with your hands. The recipe says to put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. We're not going to make you wait through that. So we're just going to go ahead and proceed. But if you do put it in the fridge, it firms up a little bit more.
Yes.
But yeah, so let's clean this a little bit and let's bring out the tray.
So we like to use this slip pat mat.
Yes.
These work great. We just started using them a couple years ago, but when we're baking any sort of thing, it just it really helps get things off so they don't stick.
Yes,
and
and it's reusable. Instead of like parchment paper that you have to throw away pretty much every
Better
single
for the
time.
environment.
Better for the environment. Yes, this is reusable. You can use it for years. Just wash it and you're
It's
good
so
to
weird
go.
that you can put this in heat and it doesn't melt
Yeah,
or bad chemicals, but these work great.
Yeah, I think it's safe up to like 500 degrees or something like that. It's quite hot, so it's
All right,
always
let's
good.
make some cookies.
Let's do it. So like I said, these are very soft. So we are gonna do it by scooping. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons per cookie.
1 tablespoon for me.
I do not.
Let me go get one.
Go get one. I am sorry, I forgot to get one for you. So there's one. Do another one here. And if you've noticed, which you probably have, we have not added chocolate to this recipe. That's another interesting thing. We don't add chocolate to the dough. We're gonna do, well, you're gonna see what we're gonna do in just a minute. There you go. Yeah, about that much.
Yeah, this dough is super thin. You wouldn't think this is going to turn into a cookie, but it definitely does.
Yeah, and you, like I said, refrigerating the dough makes it a little firmer. And then even if you want, Timothy actually wrote to us and said that after they're on the tray, if you want, you can put them in the fridge to firm them up even more.
Okay, these are about ready to go
They're
in.
about ready to go in. Well, actually, there's one more step
Oh
we
yeah,
have to
chocolate,
do.
chocolate. I can't make a cookie without
Okay,
chocolate.
that's good. This recipe makes about 12, and so this per 6 is about perfect for a
That
half.
looks nice. And the nice thing too, there's no eggs in this, so you can eat the cookie
You
dough.
can eat the cookie dough.
I love this dough.
It's really
I can
delicious.
taste the rosemary, a little bit of that pepper.
And the molasses a little bit.
Oh, it's lovely.
So like I said, we have the chocolate. It's still not in the dough. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put it on top and kind of press it in. That way you get those like puddles of chocolate right on top.
We need a TV show so we can get paid for this.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, this is fun. Don't get me wrong. I love doing this. We've been doing this for over a year now, a year and a half. Almost
Yeah,
doing
year
these
and a
live shows. But how fun would it be to get actually paid
Yes.
to make these cookies?
You guys want to see us on TV, don't you?
Yes.
I think so.
I want to be on TV.
Okay, so we have some chocolate on each one. We're gonna give each one a little sprinkle of some sea salt here.
Just a
Just
little.
a little bit, not too much. Just a little.
They're so cute.
And then one last thing is that Timothy makes some vanilla sugar in his book. He sticks that vanilla bean in a bowl of sugar and lets it sit for about a week, and then you get that really nice vanilla flavor. We're not going to do that. We're just doing a little pinch of regular sugar just to give it a little bit.
So
of
that's all it
finish.
is you let a vanilla bean sit
Yep.
in a thing of sugar, and
Yep.
then the sugar accumulates the vanilla flavor.
Exactly. You get like a jar,
so awesome.
put a
We
bean
gotta
in
try
there.
that.
Yeah, it infuses it, so then you can have vanilla sugar
I
on
need to
your
try
baked goods.
this. I love vanilla and I love sugar.
Me too. So the cookies are ready to go in the oven.
Let's just show people at home what you're looking at.
As you can tell, they're pretty soft, but trust us, it's gonna work.
It is. These make a thin, crispy, and slightly chewy cookie.
Now, normally they bake for about 15 to 20 minutes at 350, but we don't have time for that. We're
Not
not
here,
gonna make
not in
you wait
Hollywood,
through that.
not
No.
in Los Angeles. No,
No.
we have a Hollywood oven, people. We are equipped And we're in the center of the industry where TV and film and commercials are made. And we're lucky, blessed, I must say, to have a Hollywood oven that cooks food in a matter of seconds. So watch before your very eyes as we take this super thin batter and transform it into cookies in seconds.
In seconds.
Watch this. Hollywood oven,
Hollywood
work your
oven,
magic.
activate. Ooh, I can feel the heat. Whoa, whoa.
It
Oh my
is
gosh.
hot. This
Look
is
at
hot.
that.
Woo.
We have cookies.
We have cookies.
Okay,
Yes.
you guys, look at these cookies. So you can see the sea salt on top. You can see those big chunks of chocolate. We have some nice crispy edges. We cooked these until the edges were nice and
See if I
golden.
can lift this. Oh, it's hot, but look how nice and thin they are. See? All those big chunks of chocolate.
Okay. Should we try it?
Let's try it. Thanks again for watching live, and for those of you who are watching later, thanks for watching and tuning in. We're so happy that you spend our Saturday with us. Cheers.
Cheers. Mwah.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to Mississippi Vegan for creating a gorgeous book and amazing cookie.
I think the crispy edges might be my favorite part. Yeah, it has that nice chew in the middle.
You can definitely taste the rosemary. Nice big chunks of chocolate.
I like the toasted pecans in there.
I love the texture.
Yeah, they're not super sweet.
This is not an overly sweet cookie.
No,
This
no.
is, it's not savory, but for those of you that don't like overly sweet things, I think this is your cookie.
Yeah, you could, yeah, exactly. If you're, yes, they're highly sophisticated. It's a perfect description. They're highly sophisticated chocolate chip cookies.
With rosemary and pecans and other fun things. Such a fun title.
For anyone who's just joining us, these cookies are from Mississippi Vegan's new book, which just came out this week. It's called where did the book go? I don't know where the book went. His book disappeared. But it is from Mississippi Vegan, Recipes and Stories from a Southern Boy's Heart. The book has somehow disappeared. But it just came out this week. It's a beautiful book. And
It's magic.
You should definitely check it out. I don't know where it went. That's so
I
weird.
don't know, but anyway, with the disappearance of this, we are going to say a warm farewell to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
We are Husbands That Cook. We do this every Saturday. We love you so much. This is so much fun.
Thanks for
Hopefully
joining us.
one day we'll be able to do it in person with you. We'll have like a big cooking party and we'll all cook together.
So fun. Enjoy your Saturday. We're going to eat these cookies and we're actually going to watch Game 4 of the Dodgers.
Tonight at 5 PST.
PST. We'll see you there.
See you then. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Have a great week.
Have a great weekend.